I'll just turn off the camera so
right.
we don't get any glare on that.
Okay,
Welcome back to the booth, guys. I'm Josh Monks, that's Casey Hogan. And you know what? We're not even going to go down. We're just going to hang out with you guys. We're having fun. I know you guys are having fun. Yeah, let's get into it. So, give me a little noogie. Is that what that was?
Well, you know, it's endearing.
Fair enough. I really wish we had the plant between us. Just
Yeah, I miss playing.
put it on the shoulder.
I think he's having a good time. I assume it's a he. He's in a pumpkin, so that doesn't really say anything.
Yeah, asexual, I believe plants are.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah, he's down at the match, making sure that.
He's our spotter on the floor.
Correct. Yeah.
Anytime we have to correct a life die or something like that, he's there for us.
Yeah, radio down to our succulent on the field. Yep, perfect. All right, get that taken care of. So, it looked like we picked some matches while the Pauper game was going on. Did you see get a look at what's going on?
You know, I didn't get the decks, but literally as I said that, the decks are put in my hands.
I summoned them to my hands.
So it looks like we have Colin Ayward playing another shots deck.
Perfect.
This time with Porcelain Legionnaire. So this list is a lot more aggressive creature oriented.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This version has been called Throwbots, named after Eric Froelich in the Vintage Super League.
Okay.
It's well known for running a lot of sword effects, and you also have Arcbound Ravager.
Yeah.
Just gonna double check that that's in here. Arcbound Ravager and Triskelion, which is actually a huge combo.
Oh man, that's...
What you can do is if you get your opponent, let's say you have 10 artifacts and they're at 10, so you play Triskelion, you play the Ravager, you sack all your permanents to Ravager, you sack the Ravager to move all the counters to the Triskelion, and just machine gun your opponent until they die. It feels very clean.
You get to rotate all of your artifacts on the field into 1 point of damage.
Yes, which normally this deck doesn't really get reach, and so it's kind of a cool addition. It also is very good against the Delver and Mentor decks, because you can just control the board so well. And then what does that have over
on the other side, we've got what looks to be a
very hard to read this one.
You know, I think I found it. It's got a full set of gifts I'm giving.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So we've got a big blue deck here.
Yeah. See a pair of Jace Vryn's Prodigy, 4 Burning Witch.
Ooh.
Ooh. We see some spice on the sideboard. We got a Treasure Cruise, a Tinker. There's Blightsteel Colossus in the main deck.
Yeah, I imagine that's the Tinker target.
Yeah. See a Toxic Deluge and a Yogg-Will on the board as well.
So a lot of options. He's got Rack and Ruin, which is actually one of my favorite cards.
That's an instant, isn't it?
Yes. You cannot get it with Burning Wish, but you can cast it from the sideboard.
That's still just fine. Yeah.
Definitely coming in this match.
Red 2, destroy 2 artifacts.
Yes, exactly 2.
Yeah.
You can't play it if there's only 1 artifact in play, and you have to destroy one of yours if each player only has 1.
Yeah. Probably still fine if you're trying to cast.
Yes. If you hit a Lodestone Golem with that in a Mox, it still feels okay.
I will happily throw one of my Moxes away to destroy a Lodestone Golem there.
But yeah, we're just getting set up for the match.
Yeah. Oh my god, he can Burning Wish for Mind Twist.
Ooh, spicy. I'm a fan of that.
This is insane.
What is the card underneath? That's Shadow?
Yeah, I have questions about that.
What does that card do?
I don't think Shadow is not a card. It's either Shadow or Doubt.
I thought it was the color shifted fog.
That's Darkness.
Darkness. Oh, wrecked.
Yeah, and that's Darkness is a print from I think it might precede Fog.
Okay. I thought Fog was an alpha.
That's reasonable. Let me
I'm gonna magiccards.info Shadow real quick, and there are 43 cards with the word Shadow in their title.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume it's a sorcery based on it might be
based on the fact it's a 1-of.
Yeah, and it probably starts with Shadow is my assumption.
R.S. Shadow Alley, Shadow Gilder, Shadow Guildmage.
Oh, you know, it's probably Shadow Guildmage.
Shadow Lance, Shadow of Doubt.
Yeah, that was my first draw.
Shadow Rider, Shadow Rift. Well, there's a lot of cards that start with Shadow here.
Yeah, Shadow Rift was an extended. While you're looking, I'll explain what Shadow Rift does. Shadow Rift is a Cunning Wish target from the Psychotog decks back at Extended, when you had access, as far back as Tempest. With Psychotog, gave you an additional route to victory. You could Cunning Wish Shadow Rift. Shadow Rift to your Psychotog Shadow. There weren't any Shadow creatures in the format, so you just attacked. They couldn't block, and then you permanented yourself and got them for 20 or so.
So there is no card called Shadow.
That's okay. Makes sense.
So I think we should probably do like some sort of deck check or something like that. Should we bring it to the judge's attention? What do we do? What's the protocol here?
Well,
you're the judge.
Yeah,
more than me.
I think if my intuition here is we're going to show the head judge, and if he knows what it is, then that'll couch some of his decisions. It's I think it's Shadow of Doubt, but I also assume it's a sorcery. It could be Reach of Shadows, which would be pretty good. So it will.
I'll try and flag down Jordan a little bit. Meanwhile, let's get down to this match. So it looks like Colin's starting out of control here.
Yeah.
Workshop into Mox, into Soul Ring, into Lodestone Golem, go, dumping half of his hand onto the board and said, your turn.
Burn for 1. Tila Mulligan start this match off. Saw the scry to the bottom. as well. Let things off.
Start out with the Mox. Does not have to cost an additional mana due to the Lodestone Golem only affecting non-artifacts.
Yeah.
Lotus Petal as well does not get affected.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see the direction Tilo takes this turn. It looks like he's got a recall. He wants to sorcery speed that. Makes perfect sense. He's already down a card. Unlikely he's going to have to discard a hand size. Got to play 2 of his 3 cards as well. So now he's got a Mana Drain as well as a Burning Wish that he's drawn, and a couple big blue cards sitting behind him. He's got to pass a turn here. Collins Triskelion's the draw for him.
So just spoke with Head Judge Jordan McQueen. It turns out that that's actually supposed to be Shattering Spree. They had spoken about it. Thilo's in a rush to write down the deck list while the event was starting, so Jordan was okay with that. Jordan did know. We're going to see a Revoker here from Colin. It's going to name that Mox Emerald.
Yeah, pretty strong. An additional disruption piece from the artifact deck. He's got the opportunity to play an Archon Ravager here. Or he could tap out for this Tangle Wire.
I like the Tangle Wire here.
Same. Any turn after turn 1, playing Tangle Wires.
If you have more than 3 permanents on the board, I like playing Tangle Wire. That's kind of what it is. I figure I'm okay with me getting 1 permanent if you get no permanents for a couple turns.
I think that's a fair trade. Yeah, well, the draw for Tilo, he's got to tap out, has to tap 4 permanents, doesn't even have 4 to tap, so it makes his decisions pretty easy for him. He's deciding whether he wants to burn one of his instants in the draw step, but it doesn't look like he makes that decision.
Okay, yeah, I don't think you recall there. You could, but I just don't think you get a whole lot of it.
Well, he burned the recall on his first turn. Oh no, he has a Merchant Scroll. I'm sorry, I thought he had a blue instant in his hand. Oh, he's got his Singleton Thirst Knowledge in his hand.
He also got a Mana Drain.
Those cards are both pretty good.
Yeah, he could not actually cast Thirst Knowledge or Mana Drain right there.
Oh, because the Emerald was shut off by the Revoker.
And Mana Drain costs 2, and then Lodestone Golem costs an additional 1.
Yeah,
all sorts of taxing effects going on here. Mud is really attacking every piece of this gift deck. I mean, that's what it does.
Yeah. Thilo's looking to take the game a little bit longer, try to just get their cast his 4 mana instant, get a lot of advantage based on that. Kind of uses his diverse sideboard options with that Burning Wish. But Colin's trying to wrap the game up pretty quick, I think.
So we're going to see an Arcbound Ravager here. That's going to have 1 modular counter on it.
Correct. And let's just briefly check to see if Tilo's dead.
Can you play the Triskelion here?
No, he's short. He needed to draw land in order to do it. Ravager's still in the stack. Tilo might burn one of his Force of Wills.
Reasonable. I think you might want to hold on to the Force of Will here. Use the Force of Will on Triskelion if it comes down. Really what you wanted to do was Force of Will that Lodestone Golem, but you didn't get the opportunity.
Yeah.
So that does cost 1. He is going to tap that for mana.
Yeah. I like the Force of Will here. It just opens up Tilo to getting just accidentally murdered on any random attack step.
Yeah, Tilo is a pretty new player in this area. I really like him. I want to say he's Russian. Eastern European.
Strauss is a German name. I think.
Okay, maybe
Austrian.
Maybe German.
So
maybe Austrian. Really nice guy. Incredibly good. He's somebody that I saw at an event, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on? And we talked for a little bit, and then he said he was interested in vintage. And then I was like, oh, there's a vintage F&M coming up this weekend at Mox Boarding House. And he showed up, and he's been at every single vintage event that's been in this area since then. And he does incredibly well for himself at these events.
That's really, I know that I've seen him on camera a couple times while he draws a red Mox to draw for the turn. Had to make sure that wasn't the green one.
Very awkward when you do that.
Yeah, exactly. So Mr. Strauss is going to drop down to 2, and if this Triskelion resolves, it's going to send us to a quick game 2. Let's see if... he sees the writing on the wall here. We got it. Packs it up.
Go ahead and pick up these cards.
Yeah.
I had a thing of cough drops, and they're gone.
Oh, that's not good.
No, I'll survive.
Okay.
I'm going to use them during the break, not on camera, because it's very loud and distracting. But I'm always worried about that.
Just like our tile games happening behind us.
Yeah.
So Colin going to take the first game of this in this match. A really fast start, followed with some disruption. And Tilo's didn't get the opportunity to bring his card advantage engine online. You see a Dak Faden, the 3 Rack of Runes coming in from the sideboard. I imagine the Shattering Spree. So this is actually a pretty interesting question. He's got some sorcery artifact hate in his sideboard, this Gifts player. And I'm curious to know if he's going to... what he wants to do with his Burning Wishes. They seem really slow and awkward in this matchup.
I do agree. The thing is after Shattering Spree, there's not a lot of great targets to get.
We got Toxic Deluge, which is fine, I think.
We've got Toxic Deluge, we've got Yawgmoth's Will, and we've got Treasure Cruises. Basically the only other cards you could Burning Wish for reliably and be like, this feels good.
Yeah.
So I think you might leave the Shattering Spree in your sideboard and board in the Toxic Deluge and Yawgmoth's Will.
Sure.
And probably the Treasure Cruise as well.
An option that jumped out at me is to board out the Burning Wishes.
Oh, okay. Do you like boarding out the Burning Wishes for those cards?
I like boarding them out. I like bringing in the Rack and Runes, and I like the Dag Fade, and that swap just seems natural to me.
Okay.
I think he's going to want the Engineered Soul, so he actually has a lot of cards that I'd want to bring in here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it comes down to. And I
Yeah.
feel like the Burning Wish package, while it is quite a lot of cards, it does give you a lot of options. I think being on the play, it's probably quite a bit better than being on the draw. So maybe
Reasonable.
he keeps them for this game, but then game 3 boards them out.
Yeah, and as I'm looking over his deck list, he's got a bunch of cards that are pretty easy to board out here. He's got nearly a set of Mental Missteps. He's got a Red Elemental Blast. Starting one Recall, which is pretty good. He gets to shave this Flusterstorm as well.
Flusterstorm, Mental Misstep, pretty awkward here.
It's 5 cards just coming out right off the bat. Probably going to swap out for those Rack and Runes, Dag Fade, and the Engineered Explosives. And then, that does leave him open to be able to Burning Wish to get access to that Toxic Illusion by Yawgmoth's Will. He has a Tendrils of Agony in his sideboard. He can Burning Wish for it.
In case he starts going off out of control with that Gifts Ungiven.
Yeah, exactly.
However, I'm not going to lie, I don't really like Gifts Ungiven in this matchup very much. It is a very expensive card in a deck that's trying to make all your spells cost even more.
Like, I'm a math expert, and I could barely count to 4.
Yeah, it's hard.
He had 4 permanents on the board for a while, but that was it.
If you go turn 1 Black Lotus, sure, you're casting out Gifts Ungiven, but if you don't, it might be turn 8 or 9 before you get to 4 mana.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward. Yeah, this Frobots deck, trying to wrap the game up as fast as possible. We see that with like a turn 1 Archon Ravager, turn 1 Porcelain Legionnaire. Even just a 3/1 on turn 1 is going to be sufficient clock to like really make this Gifts deck start backpedaling from as early as its first turn. Out of the Furbots player, we see some pretty standard sideboard cards. Grafdigger's Cage, a couple Witchbane Orbs. Honestly, I don't like any of these cards.
Yeah, I don't think you want him. I could see bringing in the Wormcoil Engine. I don't like Wormcoil Engine against the Swords of Plowshares decks.
Yeah.
This isn't much of a Swords of Plowshares decks.
Yeah.
To be fair, Colin didn't see a lot of Thylo's deck, so he doesn't really know exactly what he's playing.
He went lands and Moxes, right?
Yeah, he saw Lotus Petal, which that's kind of a bit of a signal that I'm trying to do something a little bit more unfair than this format normally is built for.
Yeah.
Upper end of the unfair spectrum, if you will.
Yeah, I saw those Crucible Worlds, and that made me think, maybe that card could be reasonable in a matchup.
You want Crucible mainly against the mirror match and against Dredge. You want it against Dredge because then you get to recurl your Wastelands.
Yeah, so they can't get Bazaar for more than 1 turn at a time.
Yeah, and they also can't cast any other hate cards, which is actually why it's a big deal.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, yeah, I like that.
Obviously, you still kill their Bazaars, but after you kill their Bazaars,
and you get to get their Undiscovered Paradise.
Yes.
And whatnot. Both players look like they're satisfied with their openers here. Someone's got a
Urkel's Recall on his opener. But
I see it going back too. Yeah, Grown Up Jace, which basically counted as a mulligan for this hand.
Yeah, I think I'd poured that one out as well.
Yeah,
I don't really want 4 mana cards in my deck for shops.
Yeah,
I prefer all of my cards to cost 0 and 1 mana. I think
reasonable. Yeah, and against Archon Ravager, that card is pretty awkward.
Yes.
Speaking of artifact creatures, we see a Wasteland, and that's everything out of the Mud player.
Yeah, Wasteland in the front. Pretty important land.
Definitely affects the matchup in a certain way. See maybe a Triskelion and Batterskull. See that Old Border Anthologies Triskelion. That card looks very nice.
Mm-hmm. I really wish there was a Judge Foil Batterskull.
Yeah, the GP foil's no good.
Well, like how they did the old bordering for some cards in foil, like Dark Confidant, Noble Hierarch. I'd love to see a Batterskull would bordered.
I think, honestly, my preference would be, as much as I hate this card, as a Divining Top.
Yeah.
Like,
that'd be good.
That's really the perfect Judge foil card. It goes in every EDH deck, and as you know, that's Judge's favorite format right there.
Literally Judge's format.
There it
Besides
is.
Judge's Tower.
I don't think most judges don't even like that format.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
They're missing out. We could put some Judge's Tower on camera for these guys.
Here's the thing. So we see a Factory. Ruby was a draw, or I'm sorry, Sapphire was a draw for the Mud player here.
It looks like Colin's up to 3 mana on turn 1, but I don't know if he's got a whole lot to play. He could have played a Tolarian Academy on 4 mana this turn.
True, and then he could have
played a Witsome Golem.
Yeah. He declined to play the Sword of Fire Mace, which
interesting.
Kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, I would have played that. I would have ran that out there.
At least try to get like if that's something that Tilo cares about, then like get that out of his hand. He gets to turn on his Tolarian Academy the next turn he plays it.
Yeah, that's why I would have done it, because when you play Tolarian Academy next turn, it costs for even more mana. However, I would have played Tolarian Academy this turn, so you could play Wasteland next turn.
Yeah. I'm at a lead with it. Yeah, I would have led with Wasteland, I think. Actually, Colin has very little idea what Tilo's trying to do over here.
He's got a better idea now.
Baby Jace?
Yes.
It goes in
It's a
someone.
blue deck.
Yeah, it's true. Oh yeah, he didn't.
Oh, and Workshop is a draw, so
Yeah.
that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's good here, but like grudgingly, I think. Although he's just one off from being able to play the sword and equip and attack and kill the Jace. Maybe,
wow.
Maybe he's using it as a 5-mana hasty burn spell.
Okay. Oh, I kind of like that actually.
Yeah, preserving or protecting his information here.
I like that a lot actually. Now that I think about it.
He can play Academy, and then he can animate his factory to stay net neutral on mana. But then he still needs to attack the factory.
Yeah, he's still 1 mana short.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's okay. Give the Gifts player one opportunity to loot, and then kill it.
We got 4 mana. We're gonna drop a load from Golem. And if he had played a Tolarian Academy last turn, he could also follow this up with a sword.
Yeah. Now, see the gifts now. That might raise some eyebrows.
Yeah, I might be like, okay, I think I know what my opponent's gonna do, and it's a gift stack.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Vintage is like a lot of these big blue decks, they overlap on about 50 of the 60 cards in the deck.
Yeah. But once you see like that big role player gifts and given, that's gonna.
Yeah, because the cards that are the same are the engine cards. A card like Ancestral Recall, Force of Will, Mana Drain, Ponder, Preordain.
Exactly.
Cards like that are basically guaranteed to be in every deck, and they just allow you to do whatever your deck is trying to do.
Exactly. Colin declines to attack with his factory here, and that's confusing to me.
Yeah.
He can't expect Jace to deal damage back, so.
Yeah, and Tyler's gonna loot one of these Jaces, discarding another Jace.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that card is very powerful.
It's very interesting that an O2 Merfolk Looter by itself is pretty good, and then the flip side to let you cash in one of your powerful instants or sorceries.
Strip Mine is a draw for Colin, and so if Colin had just been playing Wasteland after Wasteland, Tyler would have no ends in play right now.
Yeah, he'd have access to 2 colorless out of that Sol Ring, and we see him going to start attack the mana base here.
Yeah, the mana base is going down now. However, what this is allowing is next turn, that Jace is going to flip if it loses.
True, yeah. And Colin goes to attack, doesn't. Tilo burns for 1, no problem here. I think he's got to play Batterskull here. He needs to deploy a threat.
Yeah, I think you play Batterskull here, no question.
Yeah. See if he's got a Germ Token. Tilo down to 2 cards in hand. 1 land, Sol Ring.
Do we not have a Germ Token in that box?
There is absolutely a Germ Token in the box.
Alright.
It's hard sometimes.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, I slave and I slave, and then this is it. People use the small dice. Nah, I shouldn't make fun.
The truth is we just need a spotter. We need someone sitting down there full time. Like, we got the plant, but the plant is not necessarily sentient to a level we need it to be to do its job.
Yeah, right now it's really setting up a positive environment for these players to be slinging spells over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, it's loud in here.
It is, yeah. But that's okay. It's a busy Saturday in Christmas season.
Yeah, it's definitely the season.
Yeah.
So here you go. This Jace turn upside down.
That's right.
Heading to Philly.
Yeah. Gets to give minus attack to.
Where did it go?
It's in Colin's reading it.
Oh, I was like, it's gone.
Yeah, it's all gone.
It transformed into the playmat.
Godspeed. Tilo draws a Rack and Ruin. That's pretty good.
Blow up this and that.
Slay the red source. In the dark seems fine, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is happening. Oh, well.
Next turn he can flash that back.
Colin has to play another artifact.
Yes, I imagine that's going to happen.
Yeah, and here comes a Mox Jet, which is fine, but doesn't do. Yeah, so
we're going to see another Strip Mine effect. Take out all of Theo's mana base.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's just again 1 mana short from being able to suit up.
Yeah, sword and attack. Yeah.
So if you suit up there, do you attack Jace or do you attack upstairs and then shock Jace?
You get a free draw out of attacking Jace. So
no,
you get a free draw out of attacking the player.
Yeah.
Because in either case, you're dealing 2 damage to the Planeswalker.
Well, if you attack the Planeswalker, you hit it for 4, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Obviously, that's an extra 4 net damage and a draw.
Yeah. it does. What? Oh, can he activate? No, he cannot.
Cannot equip, cannot activate, Mutavault, does not pass go, does not collect $200
You
there.
only may cast.
You can only cast artifact spells with Mishra's Workshop.
Yeah.
You can spend additional increased costs, like if there's a Thorn of Amethyst making an artifact cost more, you can use Mishra's Workshop there.
The Thorn of Amethyst gives the cost to the spell that it's trying to cast. Looks like Tilo draws a land for turn. I can only imagine this is a prime opportunity to flashback this Rack and Ruin.
Absolutely.
To destroy another artifact
And the sword.
and the sword.
Absolutely. That's what I would do here, no question.
Actually, the question is whether Tilo has another red source he can fetch up.
Oh, does he only have two Volcanics?
He's got a full set of Volcanics.
Okay, 4 Volcanics.
Pretty reasonable here.
Yeah. I think red, the deck that you want red the most against is the Mud deck for all your red artifact hate cards.
Yeah.
And so it's very important to have multiples because you know they're going to get wasted and strip mined away.
Absolutely. Yeah, we saw that the shattering spree in the sideboard.
Yeah, that requires a ton of red investment.
Yeah, another indicator that there might be a bunch of red sources.
Looks like that flashback is coming in.
Yeah. Players again refusing to use our nice big dice, which is an option, but we'll see if we can coach them alternatively. Thanks, guys. Much obliged. All right, and now Jace here is protected again from the attack.
I thought that was Mishra's Factory as well. I'm like, oh, we got a pump here.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, hasty damage right here. I have to feel. I gotta feel pretty good about Tilo in this situation. He's got not a grip full of cards, but he's definitely got access to some stuff. He can cycle this Repeal on a Soul Ring, or get the Mox out of.
Looks like he is going to play this Repeal as just to draw a card for blue.
Yeah, reasonable. He's looking for a lot of mana. He's got yet another Gifts Ungiven.
How about a Black Lotus?
That qualifies as mana source.
Okay. So he's going to play this Black Lotus. He's going to have 1 blue mana floating. What is he going to get?
I have no earthly idea what this Gifts Ungiven has got before.
I assume that you're going to target like a couple lands maybe and like a recall? What if it's like land, recall? What's the point?
That's as good a question to ask as any. Tilo actually has the opportunity to flash back the gifts this turn if he has enough mana.
I don't think he will.
Yeah. He may go fetch up another Jace. Oh no, he discarded the second Jace.
Yeah. All the Jaces are gone besides the big one.
He might fetch up a Burning Witch. Yet another Rack and Ruin.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yes.
Rack and Ruin, number 3 this game. Second copy, third cast.
Yeah,
Dack Fayden.
Hovers over his Singleton Dack Fayden out of the sideboard.
I like that.
I kind of like your plan of just like here are 4 lands. What can I have?
Yeah. Which 2 lands do I get? Looks like Recall is going to be in this path. He does have a blue mana floating, so this Recall is quite nice.
Yeah, he could get Brainstorm Burning Wish.
Ooh, Burning Wish, yeah.
Yeah, Burning Wish is, I gotta tell you, I'm looking at Tilo's deck list and I'm still confused about what's happening. I can only imagine the confusion from more of a regional player.
Yeah. Colin had to double check the wording on Jace Rune's Prodigy and Telepath Unbound, so playing into a gift stack seems pretty complex. And so it looks like he's got a double check about how Burning Wish works, and it only grabs cards from the sideboard.
Correct.
It does exile itself, so Burning Wish will be exiled on resolution.
Mm-hmm. So you're not going to be able to flashback the Burning Wish.
Unless it gets countered. But however, the card that you get stays in your deck for the remainder of the game, so if you cast it, it goes to your graveyard, and you can flash it back from there very easily with Jace.
Correct. Yeah, and again, Tilo's got all kinds of exciting sorceries to fetch up. He's got a Yawgmoth's Will. That card's good.
That ain't very good.
Yeah.
Real good here. When you got a Black Lotus in the Will, Yawgmoth is basically free.
Yeah, itching to do something. He's got access to a Tinker as well. He can fetch up his Singleton Blightsteel Colossus. That's actually his only big artifact in the deck. In the 75, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he can fetch up an Engineered Explosive. That seems pretty bad.
Yeah, he could also get a Tinker, right? And Tinker for that Blightsteel?
Yeah, that's I think a natural Burning Wish target here.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you said that one or not.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like the flashback is happening. It's going to be on Recall. Use that mana that he's got floating.
A safe play, I think.
Turning that Jace into a Rack and Ruin and a Recall is very reasonable, in addition to, like, a little lead effect.
Yeah.
Quick shuffle here after I tutored with my Gifts Ungiven.
Yep.
Double check the order. That is the correct order.
Correct.
Gifts Ungiven will be on the top of the cards that you Gifts Ungiven for, and then go to the graveyard. And then you use the Jace to flash back after the There you go. Recall, Resolve Moon.
Yep.
Tilo's drawing 3 cards here.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. It looks like a Mana Drain, a Time Walk, and a Jace, the big one.
The big Jace. And none of those are lands, so now he's looking for something to do on this turn. He's doesn't burn for one, but
well, use the mana.
Yeah, exactly. A creature is the draw for Colin here.
Oh, Porcelain Legionnaire.
Yeah, finally plays that Academy.
A little late. No more artifacts anymore.
Yeah, can animate his own factory, but that seems unreasonable. Looks like he's going to go down to 18, play this Porcelain Legionnaire, 3-1 of First Strike, 2 Anaphyrexian White to cast. Known affectionately by me as the Toilet Bowl Soldier.
The Toilet Bowl Soldier?
Yeah.
I've never heard that name. Oh, wow, I get it.
Yeah.
I just had to think about the name for a second. And it looks like now we're going to see this man land
There it
activated
is.
for the first time.
All right.
Shot coming in at Tilo.
Yeah, bring him down to 15. And, despite getting to draw like 7 cards that last turn, Tilo's still looking for something to do.
Like, he's got a full grip, but no lands.
Yeah, he's playing 15 lands in his deck, and he's got, the full complement of artifact mana in his deck as well.
If he'd hit a white source, or a blue or a red source there, actually, he could easily Dak Fade to steal that Legionnaire.
Yeah. But now has the opportunity to just pass a turn with Rock and Ruin active.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
Oh, he can't just Burning Wish now at sorcery speed to fetch up that Tinker.
Then Tinker next turn?
Oh, he had a Tomahawk. Okay, that's pretty good too. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, do that off the recall. Playing as an Explore here.
Yeah.
Finds
that. Oh no.
That's too bad.
Oh, buddy.
Tinker is now a dead play. At least he didn't Burning Wish for Tinker and then draw the Blightsteel Colossus. That'd have been gross.
Yeah. Cullen knows about that second. Cullen knows about the Rack and Ruin in Tila's hand, and plays right into it. However, so now Tila gets to remove both of his threats and buys himself a lot more time.
There was a 3-turn clock there, but now there's an infinite turn clock.
Yeah. So Colin passes now with flush with mana, but little to do with it. See what the draw is for Tilo. It is yet another Burning Wish. He's back up to 7 cards in hand. I think now's got to be the opportunity to cast it.
What are you gonna get here? Do you get Yoggle? I'd get Yoggle.
Yeah.
If it's in the board, I get Yoggle.
No, he gets Cruise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If he didn't board it in, then he's got Cruise. The Treasure Cruise choice seems obvious to me, but he hovers over it for a little bit, ends up taking it.
Just double checking. I'm sure he's doing a lot more math than we are on our side.
Yeah. Well, he knows all the pieces he has to put together.
He's got the wrong puzzle piece in his hand, though.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he can play the Treasure Cruise, discard a hand size, put the Colossus back in his deck, and then play Tinker into it.
Ooh, interesting. We didn't think about that one.
You gotta go. Okay. Brainstorm is a little more straightforward way to get Blightsteel Colossus out of your deck.
Yeah, sorry about the audio, guys. Literally, the tables behind us are completely full of people playing tile games, and very excitedly playing tile games.
Having a good time. You certainly don't regret it for that. But,
yeah.
So Treasure Cruise for a single mana.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find a mana source.
I saw Volcanic.
Yeah, that's his last Volcanic in his deck. He's got a pair of Undergrounds.
Oh, and an island.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, so that's
2 mana sources. Perfect.
Yeah.
I think you just play the Volcanic, pass, discard the Golem to hand size, right?
It's not out of the question. You can cast the Burning Wish
here.
Oh,
yeah. Right, because that stays at 0.
Yeah. You can fetch up the Tinker, and then Brainstorm to put the Colossus back.
Oh, yeah, you can do that. Well, he's got 8 cards in hand right now, right?
Does he? Let's count.
He also doesn't have the mana for a Brainstorm, so...
well, on his next turn, he can go Brainstorm. If he doesn't get Wastelanded next turn.
Very true.
Yeah. Oh, no, he has an island anyway. Well, let's see. Oh, yeah. He has so many cards in hand.
Yeah, he just casted a Treasure Cruise, and I thought he was at full hand size before then, so...
Yeah,
it's very hard to not have a lot of cards when you're, resolving Ancestral Recall off of Flashback Jace, as well as Gift Sungiven, as well as Treasure Cruise, yeah. Discard that guy, discard this guy, shuffle this bad boy in.
Yeah, discards the Demonic Tutor. I think he has, a single black land in his deck left.
Something like that. It's pretty close. Man, Colin has a trillion mana in play.
Yeah,
nothing to do with it.
Finds another Sword of Fire and Ice, which is definitely a powerful card, but it's going to have a hard time getting it online, especially when Teal's about to summon an 11/11.
Yeah, 11/11 Tramplers, pretty scary. What if he draws the Blightsteel Colossus here?
I will laugh out loud. Oh, Clarity Card. Okay.
Close.
Yet another island. Perfect.
So you just jam Tinker here, right?
Yeah.
I certainly do.
Yeah, I think you're right. I would have a hard time arguing against it. He's even got that Mana Drain in his hand to protect against whatever annoying thing that Colin manages to summon next turn. Even if something is...
What's the counter spell that's an Eldrazi counter spell?
Oh, Not of This World?
Yeah. Oh, it's not an artifact, never mind. I was like, oh, he can cast it off those shops, but he actually can't.
Oh, well, yeah.
That'd be a lot.
But it only counters a a spell targeting one of your things.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was exile target spell.
Oh, no, 7 mana for Scour from Existence, exiles target permanent.
Okay.
Teal manages to put that game away over the course of what I feel like is 27 turns just now. Has to board out his 3 Burning Wish targets, I think. Or perhaps it was only 2. Yeah,
That could have been bad.
yeah.
Just kicked the extension cable, almost just unplugged everything.
The laptop is plugged. Or, I think a streaming machine.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's actually plugged into this extension cable now that I look at is the monitor.
And
So
your phone.
we couldn't watch. Oh, my phone's not plugged in right now. Didn't bring a charger. Should have.
Yeah, hey.
Hindsight's 2020. Only a 50% battery.
Beep beep.
Only been using it for chat, so we have chat in front of us, guys. We're trying to be responsive.
But it's the most fair and unfair format. Yeah, I like that's a very good descriptor for it.
Pretty much. So we're getting set up for game 3 here. And it looks like Colin's changing his board plan just a teensy bit. But Tilo looks like he does not want to change his deck at all.
Yeah, he likes his orientation. I think that orientation.
It did work out well.
Yeah, the Rack and Ruin proved to be quite powerful against the deck consisting of mainly artifacts.
Yeah, it turns out casting that card 3 times, very good.
He played it 4 times, didn't he?
I believe
He cast
only 3.
He cast Flashback and then cast one that he tuned for. Okay,
Only 3.
only 3. That's
Only 3 cards that are literally have destroy 2 for 1.
Yeah, that's the easiest you're
Gain a
playing.
2 for 1. At instant speed for 3 mana.
Yeah, Soul Gem 2 for 1. Yeah, on the play, I honestly kind of like the Crucible plan.
Yeah?
Yeah, especially after Colin saw that game go down where Tilo drew like 90 cards and none of them contained a land. I don't think he has seen a basic land out of this gift stack.
Tilo had a basic land at the end of the game.
Okay.
When he played the Tinker, he did have Volcanic Island untapped.
Okay.
Volcanic and an island. Volcanic Island and island. There we go.
Alright,
That was fine. I'm surprised he didn't tap the island for the Tinker, but
Hey,
he
you
left
want
that double ball.
you want a mana to swag? You want to get your swag out? Oh yeah, he had 3 mana behind this. That's right. Yeah, I think that like it's a pretty easy hedge. Like his deck is very aggressive. It's trying to set up a fast clock and ride it to the end of the game. But even if that's not successful, like you can just have like 3 Crucibles if you draw them like before turn 5. That's no problem. You just set up the wasteland lock, and like, what is the gift stack gonna do? Like, you have to pay for mana to play the spell. Like, he never saw the only. He saw Burning Wishes on Burning Wishes on Burning Wishes, and like you need a lot of lands out. You need a lot of reusable mana in order to make that an effective card here.
So these guys are looking at their openers now. And then right when I say that, I'm about to start reading cards,
Fan 'em out,
Tilo
yeah.
hides them out.
See a Workshop, a pair of Metalworkers, a Revoker, a Triskelion.
Ancient Tune.
Yeah, all cards I really like. I like just the turn 1, having access to that turn 1 Metalworker.
Absolutely. It's so powerful. If your opponent doesn't have an answer, you basically get to vomit your entire hand on the board.
Yeah, which is if he draws a sword, then that can set up a really fast clock.
Absolutely.
He can. Yeah, looks like he can play just about everything in this opener.
Tilo's going to draw for the turn. He is on the draw.
See a mana drain here.
Oh, guess what? He's got a Black Lotus right there.
One Black Lotus. You know, if the card wasn't good, it wouldn't be in decks.
That's very true.
Yeah,
You wouldn't put it in there if you didn't want to draw it every single game, right?
You're right.
1 draw equals 1 C per game, except the time where you play multiple times per game. That's the outlier.
Yeah, he okay. So Tilo plays a land before deploying his artifacts. I think he might want to. Oh no, he has a time walk. Never mind. I kind of like the play of just Jace go or Jace bounce your guy.
I like that line.
Yeah, and then you want to play a land anyway. I assume that he would brainstorm, but that doesn't make sense here.
Yeah.
Tilo, don't use that.
Use a little dice.
Why you guys?
I'll have to see if Colin saves it.
Yeah.
Looks like Colin did not.
No, that's okay. We'll see if Planty down on the booth or down at the match remembers. Yeah, turn 1 Jace. Pretty powerful start here from Tilo.
They're good sports about it.
Yeah, I think that, the tournament here is like we're playing for some big money, but everyone here is just I'm sure is as happy as I am to be part of this tournament. People who are playing got to be really happy about the opportunity.
Oh, we got a Phyrexian Revoker naming that big boy Jason.
Yeah, that's pretty strong, but don't tell anybody. But Tilo's about to get another 2 for 1 on this next turn.
Oh, does he have a Raccoon in his
He does have
hand?
a record.
Oh, no.
I can't confirm if he has a red source.
I believe he does.
Now there it is.
He's got a Volcanic and he just drew a fetch
Got
land.
him for days.
There's the Rack and Ruin.
Yeah.
Oh, Colin's throwing his cards in the graveyard.
Put you
Not
back.
happy about
Yeah.
this one.
Do you like you like the Brainstorm?
I think you brainstorm. I think after a couple activations, you can probably start fate sealing Mud. But you know, at this point, Mud has enough action in their hands that you're not really denying them spells. And I think you would much rather get into your deck, especially if you have like fetches in your hand. Brainstorm just becomes so much more enticing.
If Colin has another land in his hand, then he can untap with Triskelion Mandate. Which is why that was my intuition. Like you go Jace.
I'm not playing around Triskelion, that's for sure.
You go Jace to Faith Seal to protect against Lightning Bolt. Triskelion is that 6 mana colorless Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
That's just a consideration that I think and especially we know Colin has Triskelion, so like,
He also has Triskelion in his hand. It looks like this Wasteland is being activated though. So Colin does not want to run out artifacts while Philo has a red source up to be able to play Rack and Ruin again.
Right. That line of thought, I'm not sure is really sustainable. Like, what he needs to do is get a way to deal with this Jace.
Absolutely.
Get that on the field. I would have snapped off this Triskelion.
I think you're right.
I would have leaving myself. I don't have to kill.
Interesting. So Colin could have played Tanglewire and Metalworker there and elected not to.
He had a lot of options here. Wasteland seems like, based on the way that the last match went, you know, he makes a pretty reasonable assumption that like Tilo's going to be light on lands. That's just what his deck does. But he has Jace out, so like that's very good at helping you find lands.
Absolutely.
His alternative was to use his 6 mana on permanents, play the Metalworker, play the Tanglewire, leave Tilo just Jace to activate on his turn, or play the Triskelion to shock that Jace down. We see a
Time Walk is, normally it's just an Explorer, but if you have Jace the Mind Sculptor in play, it's a little bit better.
Oh no, he played a Recall too.
So this is 3 restricted cards coming out for Tilo here.
That's pretty powerful. Peels into a couple more lands.
Yeah. 2 lands and a Lotus Spell.
The reverse,
basically a land.
The reverse of our previous game. Draws yet another land, but now has the opportunity to fetch up that red source, play that Burning Wish. Doesn't matter what he does with it, and then just has Mana Drain backup for forever, basically.
I imagine he's going to Jace Brainstorm here with the fetch land in play, kind of set up the perfect Brainstorm, if you will.
Yeah.
Let's see what he elects to do here. Oh, interesting. So it looks like he's going to crack here.
I like the fetch first. I think he put back a bunch of his lands first.
Okay. Last turn?
Yeah.
Well, he knows 1 card on top of his library right now. And he could know 2. Is the way that I see it.
He wants to. He knows he's going to find that red source, and or he's trying to play Burning Wish first. Oh, he's just going to Burning Wish for Tinker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty reasonable. Okay, fair.
I like that one.
Fate Seal, maybe to protect.
Maybe you just bounce the Metalworker here.
Fair, but if he casts a Tinker right now, he has to defend against Duplicant. I'd be surprised if this Mud deck had it, but it's not out of the question.
It is run occasionally. I have seen it in the board of this deck multiple times. Sure. I don't know if this is a match you really want to bring it in against.
Yeah. That is how Tilo won that previous game, but.
So it looks like the bounce has gone in.
Yeah.
This stops Colin from being able to spend 10 or 11 mana on a spell.
Yeah. As the game gets farther away from the second turn, that the power of the Metalworker drops off precipitously.
What did Tilo Burning Wish for?
Tinker.
Oh, he just didn't cast it though?
No, he wants to leave Mana Drain mana up.
Oh, okay.
It's
I like that.
It's kind of risky. Like
I actually like that a lot because then next turn he also gets to leave up Mana Drain after Tinkering.
Yeah, but he's going to Mana Drain whatever Colin plays.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And now is his opportunity to deploy that Triskelion. Unfortunately, that's going to be a 6 mana ritual for Mr. Strauss on his next turn.
Mana Drain that.
Yeah, Tilo really deploying his his cards in a smart manner. It's very natural to be like, oh, I've got 3 mana. Okay, Tinker.
Yeah, it's time. I think you're right, though. I think holding up that Mana Drain is a huge deal. I don't think it would have changed this game very much, but I understand why.
He has a 2nd Mana Drain as well, so.
Even better.
Yeah.
So, looks like we're going to see a Soul Ring. That costs 1 of the 6 mana that's currently floating.
Yeah, see a Brainstorm from that Jace, finds a Force of Will and a Merchant Scroll. Oh, no word.
And Tilo is deep in the driver's seat in this game.
Yeah, I think it would require a car crash in order to take control of this game from him.
Yes. Good analogy.
Thank you.
Went right in with what I was saying.
We have the caster boost synergy. I think it's coming up pretty
Absolutely.
well. See that Tinker gonna drop Tilo down to 3 colorless floating.
Sack the Lotus Petal, not for mana.
But Tinker.
Turn this 0 mana into an 11 mana card. Tinker is pretty balanced.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm really, really glad they printed that card. Turns out.
Yeah, a lot of Urza's cards coming out here.
Yeah, Tilo really representing. Colin's representing Mishra rather than Urza.
Yeah.
The Brothers War really going on here at the Card Kingdom Vintage Tournament.
Continues to this day.
They never stop.
Yeah, Tealo's got a blue card of Force Will and another Animator Drain on top. Yeah, I think unless he wants to go, does he have another Burning Wish in hand? He could Burning Wish for Yogg-Will, Flashback, and Time Walk, and then one shot.
Yeah,
the Mud player.
He has exactly enough mana. Well, he's got way more than enough mana. Just kidding.
Yeah, doesn't look like that's going to happen for him this turn. And Colin has to play 4 creatures in order to not die.
Yep.
He's got to has to get around the mana drain, has to get around the Force Will, has to get around Jace to bounce, and then can block.
And then has to chump block. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that saves him a turn.
Yeah. Colin's got 2 mana floating now.
Looks like we're going to see a mana drain on the Lowstone Golem.
Yeah.
Colin's not happy about this one.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be. I would have been unhappy from about turn 3.
Honestly, I feel like if Colin had gone turn 1 Metalworker, what's the name of that card? Tanglewire.
Yeah.
If he had gone Metalworker, Tanglewire, I think he would have been in very solid shape in this game.
I think so, yeah. But just that Jace on turn 1 put Tealo didn't even need to brainstorm. Just got to bounce that Metalworker here.
Absolutely.
That's a significantly more powerful turn 1 play, especially after your opponent deploys a creature on that first turn. So we see this Gifts Ungiven player with 3 on the back of what feels like 100 Rack and Ruins. Takes this match 2-1, despite a pretty quick loss in that first game.
Go to us. So welcome back to the booth, guys. That was round 3 here at Card Kingdom's Get Swifty for a Twisty.
We got 10 minutes left on the clock.
I'm Josh Bunks. That's Casey Hogan. I don't know if we have enough time for another match. We're going to try and find you one. If not, we're going to bring you some Popper for just a couple minutes and then come back with round 4 live here at Card Kingdom. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.